Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmoblock channel, and I'm in the wintry woods, and today I want to talk to you about a piece of gear that's not a knife for a change, but which made me thinking. And I actually what I'm talking about are these pants, and these are actually not really outdoor pants, but I will come to that a little bit later on, and maybe I got a little different opinion on stuff again. I'm notorious for that. And I'm talking about this kind of work pants, which this piece has. I got some on me, but I wanted to spare you me undressing in the woods in order to show you the pants. No one wants to see that. And these have been with me for 12 years, and I use them for working. Surprise, surprise, but also in the woods. And I use these for blacksmithing. In Germany, they are known as Zunfthose, and this is loosely translates to guild pants, and because this is the attire of journeymen, and this specimen doesn't have bell-shaped lower legs. Because it is the traditional attire of also of blacksmiths and of other trades as well. And if you have carpenter, for instance, you get these bell-shaped lower pants. These serve the purpose of directing shavings away from your boots, which is a pretty clever thing to have, but I find them a little bit annoying, and so I didn't. And also, I'm not a carpenter; I'm a blacksmith, and so I bought this 12 years ago. And what these do have is, which the most prominent feature you can see are the two really robust zippers, and which gives you premium access to all the vital parts. And you see there are two buttons, and to secure everything in place. And they have two front pockets. Actually, the inside is a little bit rotten because I keep sharp and pointy objects in them all the time. But in theory they are pretty robust, and there is also a back pocket. There once was a button to secure your purse or something, or whatever you want to put in there, and you get two leg pockets on either side where you could put your meter and your I also put it's a hair ruler or something, and it's some very fine ruler for checking surfaces, and a small compass and a small angle in order to also a pen or a piece of blacksmith chalk or something. And obviously a knife. And these come in really handy. And I just recently came across these in the product lineup of an outfitter for Boy Scouts. And this was actually, I was already pretty fond of these for the woods. Because they are really, really robust. They at one point we just wanted to know, and we towed a car with this. Because this is the clothing. The cloth is the fabric is is cotton, but these are a lot of very fine strands woven together really, really tightly. This is a very, very heavy fabric. I think it's double the weight of common blue jeans or something. And they are woven so tightly that they are halfway water repellent, as is. You could also wax them, and then they become even more water repellent. It's not that they are watertight or waterproof or something, but they are pretty dense and also keep the wind out pretty great. And this is called, in Germany it's called Deutschleder, German leather, and in English it's called Manchester fabric or English leather, which is hilarious, I think. And this fabric is really great for the outdoors. Also, it's a natural material. These reinforcements are not leather, by the way. These are artificial leather, but they do a great job to reinforce the pocket seams. The pockets have had some leather on them too, or artificial leather in that case, which actually is better if you want to machine wash them, which is a must for blacksmithing and working in dirty environments. And they also have really decent belt loops suited for a really big belt. I use a work belt from the work clothing store at the moment, but you could also put on some Castrian belt or something, if you or Fjällräven belt, if you can thread the attachments through the belt loops, which I haven't tried yet, but it's suited for a rather wide belt. What they don't offer, these don't offer, is some sort of elastic inlays, which some outdoor pants have, which works a treat to make them even more comfy if you are you need to move and you need freedom of movement. Then obviously these are not made for that. They are not. They are pretty stiff and especially when new. And if you wash them for several times, they get very much softer. But if they are new, they are as stiff as some sort of armor or something. Actually, they feel pretty comfy to the touch, but they are also so tough that you actually feel like you strapped on some pieces of armor or something. And so the thing is, with the outdoor crowd, the use of natural materials. Recently, there has been a change, but the use of natural materials wasn't too popular for a really long time, and this is due to the advent of Gore-Tex and similar membranes, which do work a treat. I don't want to bash them, and I own several Gore-Tex jackets, and hey, that's fleece, this poly what have you, but I'm also a big fan of natural materials because, well, they do get wet, but they keep you warm still. Even a cotton, it will get wet eventually. This is actually pretty water resistant for a surprisingly long period of time, but if it's wet, and it gets really heavy. That's a disadvantage. And but if it gets wet, it still warms you, because the fibers they swell up and keep it even, in theory, even more watertight if you don't touch it. Which obviously, if this were a tent fabric or something, this would be pretty watertight, especially if it gets wet, because the fibers swell, and there's due to the how is it called, surface tension of the water drops, they won't go through it, because there's this film of water on it, and the water acts as a natural repellent. And that's not going to work if you get some pants on you, which you constantly touch and break the film of water on the surface. So that's not going to work that way if you're talking about some trousers which are constantly moving. They are surprisingly warm, and this is the reason I like to wear them in winter. And also, you could put I get some on me. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. I get pretty practical. You can put in your knife and your leg pockets. You could put whatever rocks your boat into your pockets. They are pretty comfy. They are rather low, which I like. I don't like high cut trousers. This is pretty low cut, and part of this is due to my fat belly. Like it when my belly just wiggles over my over my belt. No. But they are. What I want to say is they are pretty comfy, and as I said, the fabric is pretty strong, and what it doesn't have is some elastic inlays. There are varieties in the meantime that come with elastic inlays, which aid in more freedom of movement, and this is obviously a great thing to have. The elastic fabric, though, isn't half as robust as the English leather or the Manchester fabric, and what intrigued me a little bit is that these trousers were in use by outdoorsmen for hundreds of years, actually, and because the predecessors obviously didn't have zippers. The zipper is a rather recent addition, but they came with buttons instead, and they have been used as work pants. And you must keep in mind that a journeyman is called a journeyman because he goes, if he completed his or hers apprenticeship, he went on a journey in order to get new impressions, learn new techniques, and complete his knowledge before he returned home, and then often they became a master. And but before that, they made a journey through the known world, and were not allowed to return to their home closer than a vicinity of 50 kilometers. And there are lots of rituals involved and what have you. But a lot of times, actually, craftspeople were sworn to solidarity to each other. This is the idea of guild. But often, if they couldn't reach some master where they would work, by the way, often for free, or for food and accommodation. They needed to sleep rough, and they also didn't always find accommodation like old barns or haystacks or something. So they needed to rough it in the woods, and they only had a bundle, and this bundle, there were their tools in them, a little bit of food, and maybe some spare underwear and a bandana or something, and maybe a bottle of water or something. But that was about it. All they carried was their little bundle and a stick, which is a little bit special. I already made a video about that, because it was called the Stenz, which coincidentally is also a metaphor for a reproductive organ, and which they carried for leaning on, but also for self-defense purposes, against stray dogs and robbers, which were often third sons of the nobility, and who didn't inherit anything and had to rough it themselves. And I couldn't resist. Sorry. The thing is, this is a piece of outdoor gear that is pretty time proven. And is it a modern piece of outdoor gear? No, obviously not. Is it up to par with the Revolution race pants or Fjallraven pants? Well, depends on what model you have, and I pretty much think that these can still hold their own. And what these are is they are obscenely robust. They are obscenely rugged. I don't think you could, in a normal outdoor use, you could ever destroy them. And in a smithy, this one has got a little tear out because I was a little bit silly around an angle grinder, and not proud of that, by the way. All went well, no worries. But if I had another pants on me, even if it were blue jeans or something, I would really have hurt myself pretty badly, and down at the knee. But in a normal setting, you couldn't. I don't think you could not you could destroy them. I don't think so, because they are made for far more robust use, and they are pretty comfy. If you don't expect something like some, which I also like, some martial arts pants, which I also like to wear in the woods, or part of the G, and if you don't expect something like this, or some modern outdoor gear, they are still pretty stiff. That's not that your movement is too limited. It's just if you want to run in your outdoor gear or something, it's a little bit more uncomfortable. It's a little bit like older army pants that are also, they do have a stiff belt area. Don't know Upper Scene. Don't know. So that this might be a little bit more constrictive than on some modern outdoor pants, which offer some elastic waistband or something. And thing is, what I was thinking about is that this is a part of bushcraft that few people talk about, and you see a lot of hype going on the internet, and I'm not bashing that. Actually, there's pretty great gear out there, and it's really fun, and it's really great to and comfy, and that's never what I'm saying. It's just that these pants are part of a culture, and this culture is a really essential part of our society. And you must keep in mind that what we call bushcraft is actually, to my understanding at least, it's not survival. It is making yourself cozy in the woods. It's getting out there in the woods, enjoying the woods, and and knowing stuff about living in the woods for an extended period of time. Actually, these pants were made for journeymen, who had to live in the woods for extended periods of time. Obviously, they were pretty eager to not to sleep rough in the woods, because that's not why they were on their journey. They were on their journey to learn their craft, to apply their craft, and to get better at their craft. And actually, I talked to a lot of people, of journeymen and outdoorsmen, older outdoorsmen, and older Boy Scouts. They do exist, trust me. And they a lot of those can't understand the fuss we are making about bushcraft and survival and what have you, because now they are elderly persons, 80 years plus and stuff, whom I talked to ages ago, by the way. I'm over 50 myself, so that has been a while. But I learned a lot from them, and actually, what they taught me isn't actually works, and it's quite simple and really not that agitated as a lot of things you can learn on the internet, which is great to have. It's great to have access to the internet, and I learned a lot by just browsing on YouTube, and a lot of inspiration comes from there. And never what I'm saying. It's not bashing what people have, but if you want to grow, you need some roots. If you don't have roots, you just jump, and you will be coming down. And this is what I want to emphasize, that these are the roots of bushcraft, and as is Nessmuk or George or Horace Keppert or Baden-Powell and all the other authors from back in the day, or even further, the Poacher's Handbook or what have you. These are the giants on whose shoulders we are standing, but amongst the giants on whose shoulders we are standing are also these elderly outdoorsmen, Boy Scouts and what have you. And they because there was nothing available, they used work pants in the woods, and to good effect. And also, what I want to say is, you can get the impression if you look at bushcraft and survival that this is a really new phenomenon and that this is all the craze and this is something pretty new and that this is something even secluded from society, from our culture. This is something is strange to our culture. No, it isn't. It is a really essential part of our culture, and the cultural roots go far back and they go far deep and down, back to the Romantic Age, or even into the late medieval ages. The tradition of the journeyman, I will want to say, outdoors. If you think about, it was a real eye opener. Is showed you the knife, and what's on me today is the Trollstein knife I made some year ago or something, or 1.5 years ago, and this is another example of this is an Iron Age design, and actually my modern bushcraft knives, well, they are actually pretty modern, and but it's amazing how well this Iron Age design works, and because it does everything. It does. Well, I didn't use it for that yet. It can be used as a skinning knife. It can be used as a paring knife. I use it in the kitchen all the time. I have it on me because I'm on my way to the elderly person I'm caring for, and I need to cook dinner for him. And since his kitchen drawers are full with blunt and dull crap, I bring my own knife in order for being able to prep his food without too much stress, because, well, it's how it is. But you can also do some mild battening with it. It's great for woodworking. It really does everything, and this is what I want to say, because this is part of our culture. This is part of something. Our specialized kitchen knives derive from something like this. Our specialized outdoor trousers and outdoor gear derive from something like this, like the pants I showed you. And what I want to say is that these things, it's not that they suddenly would not work anymore. They have worked for centuries, maybe millennia. Well, not the pants, obviously, but you know what I mean. They are time-proven designs, and there is a certain possibility that some modern outdoor pants would work a little bit better, but only just a little bit. And you need to ask yourself, what's the trade-off? And well, these can be made pretty locally. Well, cotton isn't growing in Germany, that's a given, but you could also make them from wool. And is what I want to say is that these are pretty sustainable too, and can be made with local resources. All right, and they have been made for centuries from local resources. And this is what I want to emphasize. It's pretty great to have some modern gear, and modern gear does offer you some assets that you don't get with these. But on the other hand, keep in mind that the bushcraft and well, survival. I don't like to talk about survival, you know. It's pretty much a part of our culture, and it's not secluded, and it's something our culture has benefited from. and there's no way that our society could not again benefit from it. It's connection to nature, and in a pretty everyday sort of way. And often it comes across that we are all the lone wolves, and we are the preppers who will survive the zombie apocalypse and what have you. There was this blackout in Berlin due to some unspecified assailant who sabotaged the local energy grid. The light went out and people didn't have heating, and what happened? In spite of the authorities, people fell back on each other and relied on each other, and there was a huge wave of solidarity going on, and it was this is what society is about, and not about being the lone wolf. And this is what survival is about. It's not about being the lone wolf or something. And I find it pretty dangerous, and it's getting dark, and I know that sucks. Sorry for that. Still don't have a light. I do have a light, but it would be crap if I used it. I can try to. What I want to say is, I find that pretty dangerous if we stick to the lone wolf mentality, because it won't get us anywhere. And if we constantly think ourselves secluded from society, that's not a good thing, because we don't have to. It's something that's rather we should ask people to partake and offer our help, because we know a little bit about nature and connection, and maybe educate children and show them how to whittle a stick, and also tell them that the pointy end doesn't belong in your fellow human beings. And I think this would be an obligation we had, and how to use, show them how to use tools safely, and but also not dismissing modern innovations, obviously, because they are great, but also not dismissing tradition altogether. And what I'm firmly believe in is, I'm a little bit critical of Robert Baden-Powell. Not that he didn't have a point, but I don't like this military stuff. This military organization, and I would rather like the kids to roam free through the forest and enjoy the forest and do things out of an intrinsic motivation, as opposed to military drill or something. Don't believe in that, because everything was okay when we didn't know that we were living on a tiny speck of livable planet in a lot of nothing at all. But we should learn to get our act together. And thing is, these traditional attires and the traditional techniques go a long way to teach you something about what we are currently doing, to understand the challenges of our society. And if we understand the challenges of our society, and we will realize that there have been solutions all along the way. And one of the solutions is these pants. and it's as simple as that. It's not a big thing. It's not politics. It's not something that needs a lot of preparation to do or something. But it's just a humble everyday item that simply works. And these people in Berlin during the blackout, and don't get me wrong, I do have empathy towards them, because it really sucks to not to have energy supplies and no heating in winter. I know, because I haven't had heating and energy supplies for 5 years now, and I'm making do, and I'm surviving every day. It's not survival. This is one of the reasons why I don't like to these survival trainers and what have you, because my entire life is survival, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't survive day to day, and that's poverty for you. And it's a little bit snobby not to see. Don't get me wrong. It's not whining. It's I'm doing pretty great if the authorities leave me alone. And another aspect, and maybe maybe another video with a rant, but spare you the rant now. It's just what I want to say is my grand aunt and grand uncle and my grandparents, well, they didn't have central heating. They had a wood stove, and they didn't have electricity until the 60s, I think, of 70s even. And a lot of people, entire generations, didn't have energy supply. Just switched to flick a switch and the light went on. And they lived. And my grand aunt got 94 years old, and only in the last 3 years she was suffering from dementia a little bit, but she was pretty healthy, and well, that's a pretty high age, and until she got dementia, she was a really remarkable person, also a really hard woman, but also a very remarkable person, and one of the last spoken kickers in the region, but that's another video maybe. And she bespoke horses and stuff like that. What I want to say is that this world we think it is obsolete. But I personally do think there's no turning back. That's not what I'm saying. You can't just undo the curse. You need to transform it. But this world does have some answers to modern problems too. And as you can see with these pans, because they are a pretty traditional and simple solution for a lot of problems, and if you want to give it a go, if you want to want some really robust and comfy pans for the woods, you might want to try some out. They are not cheap, but they are also not as expensive as Fjällräven pans or something. And they don't have specialized pockets. They are not specialized for outdoors use in a way like modern tactical pans or modern outdoor pans are, but they work pretty well. And this is what I want to say. Maybe you want to try them. So thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being here, making this a pretty cozy place, in spite of this being a platform that I can identify with less and less. But well, I'm still here, and I will be for some time, I think. And as I said, thanks for watching. Go out into the woods, enjoy being out, and carve yourself something, or just sit on a stump and what have you. Stay sane and healthy is what I want to say, and take good care, and you matter. And in case no one told it to you today, and don't fall for the agitation and for the lone wolf mentality and what have you. I don't think it holds any significance, actually. If you look at actual survival situations, solidarity is what, and community and connection is what keeps you going, not being the lone wolf who hoards a lot of ammo and what have you. And if you want to hoard anything, can some preserves that are actually tasty, and that you can share with your neighbors and make do, is what I want to say. And get yourself some resilient gear, and actually these pants offer a lot of resilience. So that said, stay sane and healthy, as I said, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.